Hi dear students, welcome to T.T.T Academy YouTube channel. Today in this video we are going to start with the life process chapter of NCERT syllabus class 10. So when you take with the living organisms and the non-living organisms, you have a main distinguish between them, that is living organisms will be having a ability to have many take out of few life process or the activities in their body. So the ability or various basic process occurring in the living organisms to sustain and maintain their life is known as life process. Now you came to know what is life process, the basic or important process acting or activities occurring in the living organisms to sustain their life or maintain their life is known as life process. Now coming to this life process, we are going to classify the life process into different forms. One is nutrition, respiration, transportation and excretion. So nutrition in the sense we are going to say about the food or study about the food we take. Okay, see, when there are the many activities occurring in the living organisms, means the activities has to be performed very well. It is because of the energy the body is having, right? Whether it may be the multicellular organisms or the unicellular organisms, any organisms must have an energy to perform the activities. So where does these energies will be obtained? That is from the food, right? Energies we are getting from the food what we take. So this food, each, whether you take the multicellular organisms or unicellular organisms, they will be having different mode of taking the nutrition or the food, because multicellular organisms will be having a specialized organs or the parts of the body to have the nutrition, and unicellular organisms will be not having such a specialized organ, so they will be having different types of mode of nutrition. Okay, so based on this mode of nutrition, means mode of nutrition in the sense how they are going to take the food, okay, take the food and how it is been acting or the action occurring inside the body after taking the food, how actions are going inside the body. Actions in the sense how the food is being digested, because when you take multicellular organisms, they are going to take a complex food particles. So how it is been digested, how it is been utilized as an energy. So based on this mode of nutrition, nutritions are classified into two forms. So when I take nutrition, classification of nutrition, nutritions are classified into autotrophic and heterotrophic. So the organisms are classified into autotrophic and heterotrophic organisms based on the mode of nutrition. So what is this autotrophic nutrition? Autotrophic nutrition means the organisms which prepare their own food, okay, prepare their own food by themselves, that is inside their body, is known as autotrophic. Prepare their own food in the sense by a process called as photosynthesis, right? So autotrophic nutrition is nothing but preparation of their own food by a process called as photosynthesis. So how does this photosynthesis occurring? So when you take photo and synthesis, this word has been divided into two parts. One is photo is nothing but a light. By the help of a light, food is being prepared. How does it is been occurred? Everything we are going to study in detail. So before that, photosynthesis is been occurring because of the help of light, and there are some other raw materials also, that is they using a water, okay, then using a carbon dioxide, and they will be having a chlorophyll pigment. So which are these organisms having a chlorophyll pigment? Is they are nothing but a green plants, right? So the plants are going to prepare their own food, that is especially we say green plants. Why? Because green plants will be having a chlorophyll pigment. So this photosynthesis will be occurring in the green plants. So because of the help of a chlorophyll, carbon dioxide, water and the light. Okay, fine. So you came to know about autotrophic nutrition, the nutrition process where organisms prepare their own food by the help of a photosynthesis process. Then coming to the heterotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic nutrition is nothing but organisms which does not prepare their own food but depend on the others. That is, it may depend on the autotrophs food or some other complex substances. Okay, so heterotrophs are the organisms which are going to depend for the nutrition on the autotrophs. Okay, fine. So these heterotrophs are classified into saprotrophic, parasitic and holozoic. Okay, to the heterotrophic nutrition, I told you it depends on the others, that is, it depends on the autotrophic nutrition. And see here, heterotrophic is further classified into saprotrophic, parasitic and holozoic. Saprotrophic are the organisms which depend for the food on dead and decaying matter. Okay, and coming to the parasitic, those are the organisms which depend for the food on living organisms, means they are going to present in the living cells only. For example, the lice in your hairs and all. Okay, so those are all the parasitic organisms which depend for the living on the living cells or the living organisms only. Okay, so then coming to the holozoic are the main example. We are the holozoic organisms where we are going to depend for the food on solid materials. Okay, that is, we may get the solid materials from the autotrophic, that is maybe from the plants. Okay, so such type of organisms having the nutrition, we call it as holozoic organisms or holozoic nutrition. So the main nutrition, when we take the food, how it is going to acquire the body or how it is entering into the body. So these are all are being classified into 5 steps. So the first step is ingestion. Now whatever I am saying, all these 5 steps will occur in unicellular organisms also, multicellular organisms also, but that will be in a different way because different organs they have, different parts of the body they have. So in different process, when you take a unicellular, this 5 process will be simple, but when you compare for the multicellular organisms, it will be little bit complex way. Okay, so the first one is when you take ingestion process. So ingestion is nothing but taking of food inside. Okay, the food is how we take. Now when we take ourselves, we will take the food by mouth. So our ingestion is from the mouth. The ingestion process starts from the mouth. So each organisms have their own different way of ingestion process. Okay, then when the food is entering inside the body, the food has to get digested. Means digestion is nothing but breaking of the food, right? Breaking of the complex substances. Breaking of the complex substances is known as digestion into simpler particles. Okay, complex substances into simpler particles. So this will be done by the digestion process. Then whatever the food has been digested, that is going to be entered into the blood. When you take a human body, it will enter into the blood, and when you take into the unicellular organisms and all, it is going to enter into the cytoplasm where the cells activities are going on. So that we will study later or in detail. Now assimilation is nothing but once the body is digested, once the food is being digested, it has to be stored inside the body, right? The food, whatever it is digested, the nutrients are being absorbed or being divided, that is the waste products and the essential products. Okay, the food, when it is divided, it will be partitioned into waste and the essential part. So the essential part will be stored inside the body because it will be converting as a energy and utilized for the body's activities. Okay, so assimilation is nothing but storage of the food or the energies. Okay, next coming to this absorption. Once it is been stored, whenever there is activities in the body, that absorption, that activities need a energy. So when these food is been stored, right, the digested food, that will go into convert into many forms and give an energy, that is body will start absorbing the energy and do the activities. Then the waste product has to be ejected outside, that is put out the body. That process we call it as ejection process. So these are the 5 simpler processes occurring in unicellular and multicellular organisms for the various life activities. Okay, so ingestion, digestion, assimilation, absorption and ejection are the 5 simpler steps of the nutrition process. Fine children, now the next part we are going to continue in the next video. So revise these whatever we have done, the basic part of the life process, and we'll meet you in the next video. Thank you children.